Have you ever felt small? As if the world were too big, the problem too heavy, and you simply not enough. That's exactly how everyone felt when they saw the giant. His name was Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall, wore heavy armor, and carried a massive spear. And his voice made the ground shake when he spoke. Every day, for 40 days, he would come into the valley and shout, "Who dares to fight me?" But no one answered. Not a single soldier from the Israelite army. They were warriors, trained for battle, but they were terrified, their hands shaking, their hearts frozen with fear. They saw a monster too big to defeat. Until a boy arrived on the battlefield. He wasn't a soldier. He had no sword, no shield, just a sling and faith. His name was David. He didn't come to fight. He came to bring food to his brothers. But when he heard Goliath's voice, something stirred inside him. Not fear, not doubt, but courage. Why? Because David saw something that the others didn't see. They saw a giant. He saw a man insulting the living God. They saw danger. He saw an opportunity to trust. Have you ever looked at a problem and thought, "This is too big for me. I'm not ready. I don't have what it takes"? That's how the army felt. And maybe that's how you feel right now. In your work, in your home, in your health, in your soul. Too small, too weak, too broken. But David was just a boy. Even so, he stepped forward. Step by step. Towards the valley. Towards the giant. The king tried to stop him. "You cannot fight him. You are just a boy." But David said, "God helped me kill a lion and a bear. He will help me kill this giant too." He was not speaking loudly. He was speaking the truth. Not self-confidence, but confidence in God. He walked into the valley. Goliath laughed. "You come at me with a stick." David looked at him and said, "You come with sword and spear. But I come in the name of the Lord." Then, silence. A stone. A strike. And the giant fell. You see, it was not the stone that killed the giant. It was David's faith, his belief, his courage. Not because he was strong, but because he knew that God was stronger. David didn't need to be the greatest. He just needed to believe. And so do you. Your giant might not wear armor. But it shouts at you. It says you'll fail. That you're not enough. That you're too small. But here's the truth. God is bigger than your giant. When David faced Goliath, he didn't focus on the size of the giant. He focused on God's presence. What if you did the same? What if, instead of focusing on fear, you focused on faith? What if, instead of stepping back, you stepped forward? What if the moment that scares you the most is the moment that shapes your story? God never asked David to be a hero. He asked him to trust. And he asks the same of you. Not to be fearless, but to have faith in the midst of fear. Not to be strong, but to be willing. Not to fight alone, but to walk with God in the valley. That's what gave David courage. Not his skills, not his strength, not his sling, but his faith. So now, look at your own Goliath. It might be an illness, a broken relationship, a fear, a regret, a shame, a voice in your head that keeps saying, "You can't overcome this." But the truth is, you were never meant to fight alone. Like David, you're not facing this giant in your own name. You're facing it in the name of the Lord. And that changes everything. So, the next time fear towers over you, remember, the same God who helped David is still fighting for you. Speak to your giant. Take your step of faith. And see what happens when you trust. Not in your power, but in His, because giants still fall. And your story is just beginning.